I was really locked down. I could not let anyone know I was single. I couldn't let anyone know I was dating anyone, like, until the show was over. All of us 5 girls initially were in 2 bedrooms. We had 1 bathroom between 5 girls.
Oh, wow. There was a little bit of drama.
Yeah.
Was that like real drama?
That was real.
Hey everyone, it's Richie Burke. Welcome back to this episode of Milwaukee Uncut. So Grace Girard was just a normal girl, communications professional living in the Milwaukee area until she started getting recruited from Fox after applying to the show and ultimately getting accepted on the show Farmer Wants a Wife. As of a couple weeks ago, a lot of us found out she actually won that show with Farmer Brandon, but as revealed on the tell-all or the finale, they are no longer together. So we got to talk to Grace about her current love life, her journey on the show from why she applied and how she got accepted, and the process of getting on reality TV, what it's actually like being on that show, because we only see so much watching it. They're there for months and we get, half-hour episodes. So we went inside there, and she went to UW where she graduated a little early actually. So we got to talk about UW, her favorite bars there, also what she enjoys doing in Milwaukee, her favorite spots in Milwaukee, and what she's looking for now. It was a fun episode. Bree co-hosted it with me. Thanks again to Grace for coming on. Thanks to you for tuning in. And just a reminder that this show is brought to you by Central Standard Distillery. This stuff is a good summer drink. Their Door County Cherry Vodka. We even have our own Milwaukee Uncut bottles that we're not allowed to sell, but they're in the studio and they're cool. And by Nicolet Law, the Midwest law firm. We had a great episode with Russell Nicolet, the man on the billboards, and that you'll get to see behind me during this episode. He's got a nice photo right up there. So thank you to Central Standard Nicolet Law. Let's dive in with Grace Girard.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah,
this is going to be super fun. I was super happy to join the podcast.
Yeah, we are happy to have you. So just before we dive into it, how does someone end up on Farmer Wants a Wife? You had said on the show you had never been to a farm before, even though you were from Wisconsin, and then you just choose to go on a dating show.
Yeah,
Farmer Wants a Wife.
Yeah. So I live right now like in the middle of farmland, so it was just kind of wild to me that I had never been on a farm before. I learned to drive a tractor like in my friend's backyard the week before I went on the show. But my aunt is obsessed with reality dating shows, and she watched the first season of Farmer, and then she was like, you should apply. Like, they're looking for applicants, and farmers are always good people, hardworking men. And I was like, oh, this is funny for the plot. I'll apply. And then I applied, and they texted me 2 days later, and I was sitting at work like, are you sure you have the right Grace? Like, there's no way that you want me on a reality dating show. And then went through the whole process, and they did like a video interview, which they recorded to show the farmers. And they just kept moving me along the process like all of last summer. And then I ended up on the show.
What is the application process like for something like that? I'm sure they need to vet you out pretty
Oh,
good.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do. So like it started with a written application, which was like multiple questions.
Videos, photos, or just like kind of written?
Just the written. Yeah, just written. I think they kind of just wanted to get your vibe.
Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Links to social. And then basically did the video interview where they recorded me. I think probably just to make sure I was like able to speak. And then I had to send in, I think I sent in like literally over 100 videos and photos of myself, like just doing various things like with various people. And then yeah.
What is a various thing with a various person?
Like, I remember sending in a video of my dad and I playing horseshoes, and they like loved that.
So just very random videos.
Yes, very random videos. Yeah.
Your dad seemed like a very nice guy.
Oh,
in the
yeah.
Family episode. What's his name?
Sam.
Shout out to Sam.
Shout out
Girard.
Sam.
Yeah,
Shout out Sam.
Just seems like a very nice father figure.
He is. He's a great Midwest dad of all girls. So comes with the territory. But yeah, and then basically they just kept being like, yeah, we're interested. And I was just kind of like, I don't know, we'll see if I actually get this. And they did like this whole psych evaluation, and they did a whole background check. And basically just kept like promising me I was going to get on it. And then I remember talking on the phone with one of the producers, and she was like, yep, you're going to get your, airplane confirmation tomorrow. And I got it, and I was flying out like the next week. So
did you, how long was the process start to finish?
I think I applied like around this time last year. So May of last year. And then the first week of filming was September 25th.
Okay.
So it was pretty long.
So several months.
Yes.
Did you really want to go on it? It seems like you kind of like reluctantly signed up for it, and then you're you're pretty invested in it if
Yeah.
you're sending 90 videos where you're
Oh,
like,
for
oh my
sure.
God, I hope I get this by the end of it.
Yeah, I mean, at first it was definitely just on a whim. Like I was like, there's no way this is going to actually happen. But in the end, it was like, oh yeah, I'm doing this. Like how often does someone get to go on a reality show? So yeah.
Did you get to choose the farmer you were with, or how did that all work?
Yeah. So after they kind of solidified me on their end, they sent me 7 farmers to look at, and we basically just had like a bunch of photos and some various information on these farmers, and then we got to see like a little snippet of a video of like them kind of just interviewing like how we had done, and then you just had to go in and rank the farmers like 1 to 7 and give little paragraphs about like what you liked or didn't like about them, and that's how it worked. And then they chose 4 from there.
Was Brandon your first choice? Because that means 4 didn't make the cut.
Exactly.
If there were 7.
Yeah. So Brandon was my second choice.
Interesting.
Yeah, he knows that. He's fine. Yeah. No.
Did they have like descriptions about themselves so you kind of like knew
Yeah.
what they were like?
Yeah, the only thing we really didn't know is like where they were. So like it was funny. My friends and I would literally like analyze all the interviews and like try and figure out location wise where they might be and like the photos of them. And I had no idea. I was like, Brandon, I know he has mountains in the background, but I don't know. You know, I'm like, those could be Idaho with the potatoes.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. So
did you know he was a potato farmer?
yes, I knew he was like potato and barley farmer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So since you and Brandon are no longer together, have you circled back to farmer number 1?
No, he's one of the ones that is taken now. So
Oh, so he made it on the show.
he did make it on the show.
Interesting.
I won't say no.
It's one of 2. Was he
Yeah.
the Florida guy or no?
It was Farmer Mitchell in Tennessee. He was my number 1. I think that's the first time I'm saying that publicly. So
breaking news on Milwaukee.
I know, right?
Farmer Mitchell's a good-looking guy.
Yeah, he's a
He's
great
good
looking
looking
guy.
They're all good looking.
Yeah. And then I had Farmer Mitchell and I have gone out since like with the whole group. He's a great guy. But
It seems
you
like
know,
it.
him and Sydney are amazing. They're the ones
They
that-
all seemed like very good guys.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. They're like very down to earth and genuine guys, and just they were super fun like to hang out with throughout the show and afterwards.
We were telling Grace before we got into it that Bree and I's guilty pleasure, if we need to numb our brain on a Friday night, is to turn on some 90 Day Fiance. And you guys were much classier, more put together crew than that.
Thank
You like some Love Island too over there.
Yes, I do like a good Love
Yeah.
Island UK ones.
That's a fun one.
Those, yeah, you kind of get some crazy people on those shows.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. That was. I mean, there's always like a couple crazy people on every show, but ours was pretty mellow. It was
Yeah,
nice.
well, it seemed like in your group of girls, like there was a little bit of drama.
Yeah.
Was that like real drama?
Yeah, that's a great question. Obviously there was some conflict between Reba and Joy on my farm, and that was real.
Yeah.
What happened like the night before we were leaving to go to our first mixer, because it was a lot of travel, so like you have to get ready and everything. The night before we were leaving, Brandon had made some popcorn and he put like Creole seasoning on it. And Joy had been eating it, and she was like, "I just love this. This is so fun." Like in typical Joy manner. I love her, so I'm making fun of her kind of. But Reba had just like lost it at that point and was like, "Do you just agree with everything he says? Like, how can you be like this? And you're just not real." And then like that just kind of bled into our first mixer, and that's what you guys saw on the TV.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
Reva just went through for her throat.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
she was like very
after
like
Joy.
yeah. I think I was just like, I don't understand what the issue is. Joy's just like existing.
Yeah, she
you know?
just seems like a happy girl.
Yeah, she really is,
living
yeah.
her life.
Reva did seem nice in the reunion.
Yeah,
Kind of
yeah.
apologetic.
Yeah, no, I like Reba and I are fine now. We're like, we're all good, but she's definitely, she has her opinions about people.
Was there any like rift between? So I'm from like a smaller town in Wisconsin, and a lot of times more of like the farm people weren't big fans of like city people, and
Sure.
there's like a little rift between that. Did you see that on the show at all between the girls? Or
Honestly, like not really. And I feel like the people who like aren't gonna make it are the people who like are into that drama. And I feel like we kind of got rid of those girls pretty early on in the season, and that's probably there's a reason for that, I feel like. So everyone that was left, like obviously I'm not from a massive town, but like Kenosha, I mean, it's still a cityscape.
Bree was from Menominee, Wisconsin,
Okay,
and
yeah.
apparently still had farm girls going after her. So that's a town of 10,000 people.
Yeah, a little different. Yeah. No, but I feel like, yeah, it was definitely like everyone who really made it, like every one of the final 2 for each of the farmers is like super genuine, nice girls. And we had a mix of like location wise and where people were from and their backgrounds. And I feel like it really just depended on your personality. And honestly, like they were all just like amazing, amazing gals. So I feel like we all kind of were like, we're trauma bonded, we're in this together, and everyone's on the same page. So
Yeah, it seems like you guys still after the show hang out,
Yes.
do stuff together.
Yeah. I'm close with quite a few of the girls and even the farmers too. Like we all have a big group chat that's still pretty active. So it's really fun.
That's fun.
Yeah.
So I guess too, just being on a reality show, there's cameras around. Did it feel weird having those cameras like kind of in your face during intimate conversations? Was it hard to actually form a relationship with someone with cameras around?
Yeah, that's a good question too. I feel like just from my personal perspective on the show, I kind of decided pretty early on, like I was just going to tune the cameras out. And also it really helped that I loved our production crew. Like our camera people and everyone that was involved on our farm was amazing. Like they were so fun to hang out with. Like we would just shoot the shit like all the time and they were great. So I feel like it was just like you get used to being in that environment because of the people around you, but also like it's just kind of a conscious effort to kind of turn off like your awareness of everything that's going around outside of, you know, like just talking to somebody. So like me and Brandon's first solo date, like it was at that point, like I had been very comfortable in front of the cameras. And also like, it's not like they're like right in your face. They're like 15 feet away and they have really nice cameras that can kind of zoom in on you. So yeah, it was pretty easy to kind of tune that out for me.
That's good.
Was much like scripted or set up at all, or was it just kind of like a free for all?
Yeah, no. Honestly, it wasn't very scripted. I think that there was kind of like some directive as far as like what we should talk about in certain moments. Like, you know, we'd wake up for breakfast and someone had a solo date last night, and it's like you're gonna ask them like, how was your solo date? So like the production people would kind of like direct you as far as like what they wanted you to talk about and what kind of content they wanted to capture. But they would sort of let you run your course with like whatever you wanted to say about that topic, if that makes sense.
That makes sense. Somewhat unrelated to being scripted, but did you have to sign a pretty big like NDA on I can't talk until this specific date or something?
Yeah,
like that?
yeah. I'm always
curious on reality TV shows.
No, that's a good. Yeah. We all have signed NDAs. I'm pretty sure I should know this, but I'm pretty sure it goes through like May of next year. Like, and so until like season 3 is wrapped.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's pretty like extensive. But our Fox PR people are like great to work
There's
with.
got to be like levels to it though, because I'm sure you can talk. Someone can talk like after they get kicked off on national TV, then you can say a certain amount.
No, exactly. Like I was really locked down. Obviously being throughout the whole season, on the whole season, like I could not let anyone know I was single. I couldn't let anyone know I was dating anyone, like until the show was over and until the reunion episode.
How hard is that? Because so you went there in, I'm just doing math. You went there in August or September?
September 25th.
September
25th, yeah.
So you're back in December?
So we got back in like right before Thanksgiving.
Oh, so
That's when it
November.
was
So
done.
so you can't say anything from November
until
May.
like 2 weeks ago.
You can't even like go on a date with a guy because if they see you out, then they're like.
Literally, I was like locked down, and I feel like it's obviously like I'm not walking around Milwaukee like expecting to get noticed, but like I was terrified of my NDA. Like I was like I'm not gonna like do anything to piss off like Daddy Fox, like you know what I mean. So it was kind of
No, you can't. Yeah, that'd be crazy. Were you even like going out in Milwaukee at that point in time? Like
I was for sure, like with my friends, you know, who are all in committed relationships. So it's like I'm just hanging out with all of them.
Have you gotten noticed at all?
A couple times. Yeah. I was at like Avli the other day, Giannis's, Greek restaurant, and some girl came up to me and was like, "Oh, are you on the show?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, this is so funny. Like I have no makeup on or anything and I'm just chilling." But yeah, it's been a couple instances like that, like not so much in Milwaukee than like my hometown, but yeah.
So on the show, it kind of centered around the farmer's house. So were the girls actually staying at their house?
Yeah. So in our situation out in Colorado, we were all staying in the same house together.
Okay.
So Brandon had a 3-bedroom house. And so all of us 5 girls initially were in 2 bedrooms, and then he got to keep his bedroom.
So you got 5 girls in 2 bedrooms?
Yeah. 5 girls in 2
like
bedrooms.
twin beds in there? Or
Yeah, they've had brought in bunk
and a
beds.
cot in one of them?
Literally, I was like,
You had
what
a
are we
bunk bed?
moving into? Yeah. We had a bunk bed and a twin bed in one room, and then 2 twin beds in the other room.
That's interesting. So you actually can then kind of experience like what it's like living on the
Yes,
farm.
what it would be like
Yeah.
moving in with Brandon.
How many bathrooms?
We had 1 bathroom between 5 girls.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. As you can imagine, that was
So
like,
you must have
awful.
been really excited when people got kicked off.
Oh,
One,
yeah.
It lessened your competition
Literally,
too.
I'm
You
like,
get a little more privacy.
More shower time, yeah.
Where was he staying? Was he staying in the house too?
Yeah, he was in his bedroom. Like,
So he had
there.
to share a bathroom with 5 girls. Too.
No. He had his own bathroom, but us girls were all sharing one.
It's kind of rude of him.
I know. No, we would
5-on-1
sometimes
ratio.
like sneak into his shower and like take it over, but I was like, yeah. At first it was a little rough.
So how were you feeling as the show progressed and it might have set in like, oh, I might actually end up with this guy who I've only known through a reality TV show and the stakes are kind of high and like he's meeting your family and where were you at emotionally through that whole journey?
Yeah.
Like it's not a joke that your aunt set you up anymore.
Exactly. It's not a joke anymore. I feel like obviously like there's a moment in the season where 2 girls leave our farm like in one night and then it was down to just me and Joy. So Joy and I then are thinking like, great, we're just going to figure out the rest of the season. And this happened pretty early on. So we're like, we're just going to have fun with it and like enjoy our time with Brandon. And Joy and I had become very close at that point. So we're both like supporting each other, exploring, that relationship with the one guy that we're sharing. But I feel like at that point I was like, okay, I'm going to be on this. I think that was like halfway through filming. So I'm like, I'm going to be on this for the rest of the time. And then of course they bring in another girl who is Emerson. And at that point I was like, well, I still feel really confident about me and Brandon. So it's going to go well. But I feel like you pick up very early on, like if you guys are compatible, of course, like it's like any first date where you're like, you either like them enough to move on or you don't. But the telling point was really with my family. And I was like, this is for sure going to make or break like whether or not him and I are going to work out after the show, which obviously like I think my sisters picked up on very early was like, there's no way that Grace can move out to the middle of nowhere, Colorado and like be happy there. So yeah, that was definitely the make or break point.
Yeah. What was your kind of like thoughts of your parents to, bringing Brandon back? Were they excited? Did they think it was going to work out?
Yeah. My dad, like, he loved Brandon. He loved it. He's like, my dad like loves being out west and like fishing and hiking and running and stuff like that. So he was super excited. I think they share a lot of interests, but my mom was definitely like, I don't know. I mean, would you ever actually make that leap? Like you love your job, you love your friends in Milwaukee, you love everything around here. So I feel like it was just kind of, it was a lot, like for sure to hear everyone's opinions all at once, especially because I hadn't been around them at that point for like 6 weeks. So
did you think like your life on a farm, like you could do that?
I definitely was like, I told him pretty early on, I'm like, I would not be the type of person that is here and like actually working on the farm. I would have my own job, like some sort of remote like communications position, and like I'll help you when I can, but this is not going to be like my primary interest. So it was just different, but it is beautiful out there, and like, there's a lot of benefit to living out there if you're the type of person that vibes with that.
I mean, it is beautiful out there after you have had some time to decompress.
Yes.
Do you think it was for the better? Because you seem like a social person, and I know like, yeah, you can have a remote job, but I don't know.
Yeah. No, it was definitely like after the fact. I mean, I think him and I made the correct decision to like not move forward with that, because in reality, like I do draw a lot from like my environment and who I'm around, and so extroverted that way. So I think like after that, after the show ended, it was a lot of like just processing that.
Did you think you were going to win? Because Emerson's like a true farm girl.
Yeah, she really is. She was like getting right in there, and I was like, no, I'm good. Yeah. But no, Brandon and I had developed like a pretty solid connection early on, where I was like, okay, this is probably going to go in my favor. And even as friends, like, you know, I think we're at a good spot. So yeah, I was pretty confident in us the whole time, but yeah.
So how's your life changed since the show?
It's been interesting. I mean, I feel like it's like my Instagram follower count is insane. Now, you know, I'm like, I never.
When did it spike? Was it like during the first episode, the second, the third? Like, did you notice a big bump?
I literally started with like 1,000 followers. Like, that's not a lot in the grand scheme. You know, it's like kind of crazy.
Mostly your friends, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like people I know. So, and then all of a sudden, I think when I was first announced, which was like a week or two before the show aired, it spiked a little then by like 500 followers. I'm like, okay, cool, like 50%. Yeah. And then it really spiked when I was chosen, of course, like by Brandon. And then it spiked even more like after the reunion episode. So, no, it's been kind of crazy.
That's all in like the last month or two,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, like in the last month or two, I think I've gained like 11,000 followers. It's insane. So
that's
but it's like little things like that where I'm just like trying to adjust to like, do I want to continue on with this like lifestyle where I'm trying to make the most of it and enjoy things, you know, like this, like being on podcasts, like super fun for me. But at the same time, my life before was pretty good. So I'm trying to figure out like where I want to exist in that realm of things. So
we appreciate you not being too big for us.
No, exactly. No, this is perfect. This is the kind of stuff like I want to do, you know, where I'm like, it's just fun to be locally repping. So.
Yeah, have you had brands approach you and stuff like that?
Not big brands or anything, but there's been a couple like stores where they're like, come grab a free outfit or like get a free blowout at Dry Bar, you know, stuff like that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Exactly. I'm like, I'll take the free stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been nice.
All right, let's move into some more quick questions.
Okay.
Mostly Wisconsin/Milwaukee related. Cool. What are your favorite dive bars in Milwaukee or in Wisconsin? We can open this up as you spent a bunch of time in Madison. You're down in Pleasant Prairie.
Yep.
Kenosha area.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Down by where I live right now, I'm actually kind of in the Racine area, but I love to go to the Depot, which is this little tiny dive bar like right by the train tracks off of the highway. And that's like my favorite go-to for Friday fish fry, a couple old fashions on Fridays. But in Milwaukee, I love Wolski's. My friends and I are always on Brady. So, you know, like Garage is like my favorite bar up on Brady. But we have a lake house also up in Wapaka. And like one of my favorite bars of all time is this little bar called Clearwater Harbor where you like pull your pontoon up and they serve you on your boat and it's live music and that kind of vibe. So that's always fun. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, back in Madison. Yeah. Love the KK, love College Club, Ride or Die for sure. It's like my favorite. But love the W, you know, all the typical college bars, but you can't pass up a great house party in Madison. So
that's true. I remember going to house parties in college.
Oh yeah. It's always fun.
I think the W opened after I was out of college. I never spent much time there, but
yeah, it's relatively like newer. I think it opened right before I was there. So
yeah. I do remember getting a fake ID taken at Mondays
when I
was in high school in Madison.
That probably makes sense.
They're pretty lax though. I'm kind of surprised.
I actually had hair there then. I had a baby face. I think that
they were like, no.
Yeah, 17 years. I was from Augusta, Maine.
Oh my God.
Really?
Jack Burhay, and the guy spelt my last name wrong.
Did you memorize the address of it?
Yeah, it didn't help.
No.
I love that you still remember it though. That's funny.
I think I went through 7. I did not have a very successful run, and I had a late birthday compared to my friends, which did not help. And I'm not a girl, and I think that worked against me a little bit too, as far as getting into the bars in Madison or Milwaukee. What about the Plaza in Madison? That's a good
Plaza.
Dive bar.
Yeah.
That just popped in my head.
Yes. I only really started going there like the last semester of school. So I really didn't get to enjoy it like too much, but it's a great spot. And it's really close to like the central area. So it's always fun. It was fun for like Thursday nights.
JV used to take me there for dinner sometimes. For my
dinner?
dad when I was younger. Cool. Yeah, they got a good burger at the Plaza.
Yeah, they actually, the food's decent. Yeah.
But that's Nitty Gritty. I used to go there for my birthday.
Yeah. You have to go there for your birthday.
Yeah, Brie and I went back to Madison for the Madison Marquette game, which Marquette ended up losing.
Unfortunately.
Yep.
Turned back the clock, got some mini shots, took one in the parking lot at like 10, and then went and went and hopped around.
That's awesome. Yeah, you got to go to the Nitty for your birthday. Get the balloon and the mug.
Oh yeah, I got one of those every year. That was good.
Yeah.
Any favorite dive bars from you, co-host?
Well, let's give Tosa a shout out. Ray's Growler Gallery.
Yep.
Great spot. Oakley
divey.
is welcome there.
Oakley is welcome there.
I love that.
And
love
he's shown
that.
a lot of enthusiasm for that after laying on his back. Now he's just dead over. Oakley is not dead. He's just sleeping for those watching on YouTube right now.
Yeah.
That's funny.
What do we got next? So I mean, you kind of covered this a little, but any other bars that you and your friends tend to go out to other than Wolski's in the garage?
Great question. Yeah, I love Nashville North because obviously being on Farmer Wants Wife, I'm a big country music fan. So that bar's been fun. Good live music there.
Do you know Daniel Slade?
No.
Oh, you probably
AI
seen
Cowboy
him out.
MKE.
Oh, really?
He's the guy that wears the cowboy hat.
Oh,
all
I
the
haven't
time.
seen him.
And the struts
What?
around.
I'll have to like collab with him or something. That's so funny.
Oh.
His handle is AI Cowboy.
Yeah,
What,
yeah.
isn't
He
Yeah.
we FaceTimed him on the Bartenders Uncut
Oh my god.
episode because he also owns the Great Clips Tiki Bar at
Oh my
Bradford
gosh.
Beach, and a couple of them bartended at it before.
That's
And
funny.
he won like 20 grand at Pato recently.
Oh my
And
god.
I think he's still single, and he just got back from Ibiza.
He did.
None of that is
Good for
made up.
him. Yeah, good for him.
Outgoing guy right
He
there.
answered the FaceTime from his cubicle at Baird. Oh my god! So he
So he really
just goes,
lives a
he
dual
goes
life.
from the Baird to Ibiza to
Yeah.
Nashville North.
Yeah.
Just
He's
Oh, that's
done
funny.
like 5 F-45 classes in a day too. So
Oh my god.
big transformation in
Yeah.
life over the last few years for the
Wow.
AI cowboy.
Shout out to him.
He should go on Farmer Wants a Wife.
He should.
Yeah.
Well,
Be a farmer.
oh,
No, he just lives in his apartment
Yeah.
over on Brady Street. I
Move on in.
don't think he'd qualify. What about the Harp? Have you been down there?
Yes, I like the Harp when it's like not insane. Like I like to go down there for like a summer afternoon.
it's
you
a
know?
great like day drinking
Yes,
bar.
great day drinking bar. You won't catch me there after the sun
Yeah.
sets though. Yeah.
Well, the line
Fair.
there can be so long.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's
Yeah.
crazy. And I feel like it's a little, skewing college kid. So yeah. But
Well, Drone Nate and I got to skip the line on Friday.
Oh,
geez.
nice.
Well, we got to
Nice.
hang out with
yeah,
you.
Kelly sent us some passes, and at 36, me and
Sweet.
Drone Nate went back in the trenches, but I spread those visits out by
I love
several
it.
months usually. Shout out to the Harp. Any other favorite UW-Madison bars?
I do love Mondays. I love Mondays, and they pour them up strong. So me and my friends used to go there like to pregame, just do a couple shots.
You really gotta
but
rub that in on
I
me.
know. So
on my
sorry.
17-year-old self, which was nearly 20 years ago somehow.
Oh my god, that's funny because my freshman year, like we all ordered IDs, like you do the bulk order on your floor kind of thing, and mine came, and it was the only one that was messed up, but it was a CDL. I'm like, oh yeah, I look like a truck driver. That's perfect. And I was like,
What's
this is
a CDL?
like a commercial driving license, like
Oh,
for
really?
like driving, like for driving
So it wasn't
semi
like a
trucks.
driver's
I'm like, yeah,
license.
I look like at 20 that I drive
Yeah.
semi trucks. Perfect.
Did
Thanks.
you use it?
No, I never tried it. I should have tried it and like just been like, oh yeah, I don't go to school. I'm
Yeah.
just already a semi truck driver.
For my
But-
fake, I found a fake on the ground one time, and she was blonde.
Perfect.
So I feel like for blondes, you can kind of get away with
Oh, yeah.
things if
if
you
you're
go
like a
off of
good
that.
looking blonde
Yeah.
chick, it works.
That was mine.
Yeah.
You guys missed out on the corner. It's where used to be where AJ Bombers is.
Okay.
They used to have $3 all you can drink when I was in college.
Oh
you
my
could bring
God.
something in and they'd fill it for $3. So me and Will, we brought a drawer from our dorm once and they filled it with beer. And
That's disgusting.
anyway, one of my black friends got in with a white guy's ID
Oh
once. So that's and then it got shut down like a few months later. So
They're like, yeah, we can't sustain
the corner
this.
on Water Street.
That's awesome. That's
Yep.
really funny. That was
Yep.
like the KK used to do when White Claws first came out. It was $1 White Claws like all Friday.
Oh,
and I would
dang.
just show up to the bar and I'd be like, all right, 7 White Claws. I'll just drink these for the
Yeah.
rest of the night. I'm cool. But yeah, it was crazy.
All right, we can keep moving. Any favorite Wisconsin foods for you?
I love a good brat. I feel like fish fry though and potato pancakes. Like if there's a good potato pancake with some applesauce on it, that's like my favorite. Yeah. Love cheese curds though.
Yeah, I know cheese curds is just the classic for Wisconsin.
I feel like the best are Culver's. Like I hate to say a chain, but I'm a big fan.
I'm
of
a
Culver's
big
cheese
Culver's
curds.
fan.
Yeah, it's good. You get I get the kids meal with the 2 chicken tenders, and I upgrade to cheese curds and the free ice cream. I'm like, perfect.
It's like exactly what
I'll
get
collect
too.
my Scoopy token. Yeah, that's funny.
Do you happen to like McDonald's and Jimmy John's as well?
I
Just
do like
McDonald's
Oh my
French
God,
fries and a Diet
you two would
Coke.
get along so well together.
no, but it's
Christ.
McDonald's, French fries, and Diet Coke.
Yes.
Like either at 2 a.m. or like when I'm hungover at 11 a.m. the next day.
Yes.
Yeah.
It just hits
It's
so
perfect.
good.
I think they're bringing the snack wrap back, which was also my favorite.
Oh my gosh.
Some
really?
locations are getting the chicken snack wrap.
Okay,
snack wrap.
that was my favorite,
Yes.
years back when they
Same.
actually had it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's good stuff. Can't go wrong.
Shout out McDonald's.
Right. Good segment on favorite Wisconsin food. Way to support local McDonald's, Diet Coke, and
It's
French,
just so good.
and French fries.
Oh, that's funny.
Do you like any breweries around here? Or any
Yeah,
beer?
I love Mobcraft. I'm a big fan
Right
of Mobcraft.
there, our
yeah.
neighbor
Straight here.
Mobcraft.
Literally right
right
next door. Yep, I love it. That's also just a great location. It's just good vibes in there. So, love Mobcraft. I love Eagle Park on the little north of here, and you can bring dogs there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't have a dog. I'll just go and pet
the
the Eagle
dogs.
Park dogs.
You're welcome
So.
to watch him.
I know.
sometime if you would like.
Come on down.
Yeah, Indeed Brewing around here. Got to give them a shout out.
Yes.
Best cream ales around.
Oh, okay. I'm a big like porter and stout girl.
Oh, okay.
Which
It's
is
the dark
crazy,
beer,
but I'm
yeah.
like, if I'm drinking beer, like I'm going hard for that.
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, I'm a big IPA guy, which is probably
Oh.
the worst thing you can put in your system. But
Yeah.
I like IPAs.
Oh, it just yeah.
Eagle Park's very good.
Yeah.
I'd say that that's top 3
Oh yeah.
beer in the state. Maybe.
It is great. It's so good. They had this like PB&J stout one time, and I was like,
Oh.
I would drink that forever.
They
So
have
good.
they have milkshake IPAs over there sometimes, which are they must be just absolute garbage. I said it on a different episode. If I want to go drink like 4 IPAs and get a good like French fries or cheese curds or something and just go into a coma the rest of the Saturday, like Eagle Park is a phenomenal
Yes,
place
absolutely.
to do that.
That was actually Oakley's first outing was Eagle
Oh
Park.
yeah, it was a little
Aw.
puppy. We got
First
that.
got him.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Oh,
Love it.
Ope and Perspective in
Yes.
West Dallas are 2 good spots, and they let us
Okay.
bring him in as
Oh,
well.
sweet.
Both spots. Yeah.
Camp Bar used to
both
let
have
dogs
very
in.
good
I
beer.
don't think they do anymore.
No,
right?
just on the
Yeah.
patio.
No, Camp, get your shit together.
Yeah, come on.
We like going to your patio. They have one in Tosa at least
Yeah.
where we
It's
can
a nice
bring him on.
patio.
They have one in
Okay.
the 3rd Ward too. They put their little deck on the road. I
Yeah.
wouldn't call that a full blown
Yeah.
patio, but
Mm-hmm.
we do like Camp. Okay, so let's get into current relationship status. Are you back in the game officially?
I am back in the game. It's funny.
Are you excited heading back in the game in the summer in the
I
Milwaukee
am.
area?
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
like perfect
timing.
It's perfect.
endless
Yeah.
possibilities.
Yeah. I was actually like, I didn't really want to watch the reunion episode of the show because I knew it was not going to be. I just didn't want to like relive that because it was a little rough for me. But I had like set up a date of a mutual friend for like literally that night. And I was like, here we go. I'm like doing it immediately.
Yeah.
So it was good. But yeah.
Did he know the reunion was happening that
Yeah,
night?
I
He was
sat
like
down.
your rebound guy. Did you make that very clear?
Oh yeah. I sat down. I'm like, I need 2 drinks, one in either hand. But he was funny. He was a great champ about it. We've been seeing each other a little bit, but
All right.
Yeah,
so
it's,
you're talking
yeah.
to someone?
yeah, talking to somebody. That's a great way to say it. Yeah.
Have people slid in your DMs at all?
Yeah, since the reunion.
Yeah.
Good question right there.
Yeah.
A little bit. It's mostly moms and grandmas who are like, I have a son for you, or like a grandson. I'm like, okay, send me some pics.
Yeah.
Like every mom's gonna say
Matchmaking
their
there.
son is attractive, but I
Yeah.
need to vet this out a little.
Yeah.
That DM thing's funny when we put like the Where to Meet Women in Milwaukee clip or like the Ben Anderson is single clip. He messaged me and he's like, I've gotten like 20 messages. They're all from dudes. It's just like trying to set him up with chicks on
Right,
Instagram. And it's just like all these dudes giving him shit for his
Oh my
picture
God,
being in the Where to Meet
that's
Women
funny.
video. So shout out to Ben Anderson. Colliers International, we appreciate you being a good sport. And any women,
Yes.
Ben Anderson.
That's funny.
Do you think you would date another farmer?
I like going into it, I had never really like interacted with a farmer before, but I do appreciate like how like Brandon was so hardworking, is currently so hardworking and like really down to earth and like a cool guy. So like really it's not like occupation specific, of course. It's just like I want a good guy.
Yeah. Good values.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who likes to have fun. Maybe someone a little bit more extroverted who is down to go out some more. But yeah, I feel like it's kind of just personality based.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you guys just not see a way forward together, or because you seemed good together?
Yeah. I think it was just kind of like, he wasn't going to ask me to leave a job he knew I liked and a lifestyle that he knew I really liked. And he's a very like nice and genuine guy. And he was like, I just don't see like this roadblock going away ever. So it was just kind of one of those things where we're like, at this point in our adult lives, like definitely not gonna happen.
That's fair.
Yeah.
What kind of guy are you looking for out there?
Definitely just somebody like, outgoing and confident. And I always say like, I just want a guy that like I can bring him to like my family and friends and like leave him. Like I don't need to like be by his side the whole time, So really just somebody who's like can match my energy for sure.
How big of a plus is someone with a social membership to a country club and access to a boat?
That is a massive plus.
See the boat.
Yeah.
Girls love the boat.
Not an owner, just access, like a timeshare.
That's fine. I mean,
what is your top age range?
Probably like 34. I'm 26, so like 8 years.
He's out of it.
Oh man.
He's out of the picture.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right. If any other 34-year-old has a social club membership and access to a boat and is not named Joe Vilma,
nice.
then
yeah, kind of nice. You don't need to.
34. I think Ben Anderson sneaks into the 34 window.
Yeah. He's a good-looking dude.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh man. That's a good note to end on. I don't have any further.
I like it.
Great. Did we miss anything there? We covered a good amount.
Yeah,
of
we
ground.
did. I think we covered everything.
Grace Girard, thank you so much for coming on Milwaukee Uncut. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys,
Yeah.
and thanks for the drink.
And we are more than confident you will find love in Milwaukee this summer with
Thank you.
all the great men out there in this
I
city.
love it. Where to find men in Milwaukee. Yeah.